man, I'm back, you know, like that, your boy Hugo the Savage and all that. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I would say I'm fresh out the cinemas, but I watched it yesterday. But you already know my latest thing. I give myself time to sleep on it, digest everything, think of it. I don't want to come out the cinemas and if I'm in a bad mood because it was rubbish, just go off on one, and I don't want to do it the opposite way. And if it was good in the cinemas, I go all crazy and I realise it was shit. But I have to tell you straight off the bat, we're going to get into it. Yeah, it's a good one right now. Marvel? I'm loyal to the core, man, so sometimes I'll start bigging up stuff that ain't as great. But then in the reviews, I have to just being honest because people come to my reviews. Sometimes they watch my review first, sometimes they don't. And I can't lie to people. And I have to say, man, since pretty much, I would say since Endgame, but then Spider-Man was dope. Spider-Man was cold. But since we've not had a great Marvel film, I really believe that. I don't think we've had even a 9 out of 10 Marvel film since, which is quite disappointing considering the 10 years we got prior of just great films. But this movie, I'm gonna go do a quick synopsis and I'll give a spoiler alert and then I'll go into it. But and everything else I'm gonna talk about in the first part is just what you saw in the trailer, pretty much. But this movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, centered a lot around Rocket Raccoon. In this, it's revealed that Rocket was a test subject for a man called the High Evolutionary who was on a quest to build his perfect Earth called the Counter Earth. And he was doing it by using animal test subjects so they could evolve into humanoids and have all the qualities of what humans have and animals, but without the rage, without them losing their mind and stuff like that, and then build up from there. So they didn't want to go for humans. Obviously, we know that it doesn't matter what you do to try and make something perfect. It never will be because natural instinct comes down, and that's kind of how the quest of this movie went. It was exciting because I love the fact they centered around Rocket, because I think since the start, everyone's always wanted to know what was wrong with him. You know what I mean? He's always alluded to certain things. He's always seemed very aggressive, and we'll find out why. So I have to say straight off, the movie was obviously filmed great. It's Marvel. I don't ever see anything what's not filmed great. Maybe some of the Disney Plus stuff with the budgeting, but Guardians of the Galaxy is always going to be great. It took a long time to come out. James Gunn, we had all that problem and stuff, but James Gunn, I have to say, on this movie, you did a great job. And obviously, this movie was the last of the trio of Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Should have came out about 3-4 years ago, but it's a collective to wrap everything up, all the loose stories, all the loose ends to do with the Guardians, whether they had loose stories or you just wanted to give them a nice ending, was wrapped up in this one movie. And I had a great time. My son had a great time. It's the best I've felt since Spider-Man. I have to say that. This movie felt to me everything that Thor should have been. All the colours and the drama with the comedy was in this movie. Thor took most of the drama out and gave us loads of comedy. Some stuff that didn't land, but the Guardians are the original comics of this Marvel MCU. They really are. We've always come to expect it. So let's get into the spoilers, but I'm not going to spoil too much. So you probably could watch this and still go and watch the movie. For the people that were like, oh, I'll just wait for it to come out at home, or I'm not really interested. First of all, I'll say is you could watch this movie or miss this movie, and it wouldn't affect the canon of the MCU timeline. I don't think so anyway. It might have bare like little questions. Maybe in a future movie, someone might bring up something to do with the Guardians. You might not know, but apart from that, I don't think it will really affect anything. There's 2 post-credit scenes in this movie. Both of them, again, if you miss them, not needed. If you're a casual viewer, if you're somebody who watches these movies and are very into it, you should stay and watch them. I always stay and watch anyway. I always watch the cast list as well. It's a little weird thing. I'm not expecting everybody to do it, but I always feel like I'm almost giving my respect to the people who created the movie. Sometimes I'll try and read a couple of the names. There's all these thousands of names of people who put the work in and never get any thanks. So I always try and look at that. And yeah, 2 post-credit scenes. First post-credit scene is a link up of the new Guardians of the Galaxy team, which we'll get into in a minute. Not new, but kind of. And then the second one is Peter Quill coming back to Earth to see his granddad that he hasn't seen since he got abducted in Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, what we saw in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but was happening when he was 8 years old, even though he looks like he's about 12. But, so yeah, Rocket's a test subject in this. We get like flashbacks of what he went through the whole movie. Adam Warlock's in this movie as well, which kind of sets off the whole thing. Adam Warlock, I think he leaves where he is, because obviously the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, he was an egg. So technically, Adam Warlock in this is about 5 years old, maybe. He looks like an adult, but he's about 5 years old. Funny character, I must say as well. I thought he did a great job. He powers through to nowhere, which is where the Guardians reside now. Hits Rocket, and then basically Rocket nearly dies. He nearly kills him. And then they realize when they go to do the health pack on Rocket, he's got a kill switch on his heart, which means that they can't do anything because he will just die. And that's what sets off the movie. Why has he got a kill switch on him? Rocket's never told anybody what happened to him, so they don't know. And they go on a quest to find out why. On that quest, they find out that the High Evolutionary, of what he had done to Rocket, they do this by finding the memories of what happened, and then we get the quest and that. So I thought the movie was incredible. It had lots of emotional. The thing with movies, you have to add a bit of risk. You have to add, that cliffhanger of something's going to happen. And I think from the trailer, we also did when Peter Quill screaming in the trailer. I remember saying in the reaction to the trailer that I think that's Rocket. But usually, if something happens in the trailer, then we know that it's not really going to happen in the movie. They're not going to die. But it's very emotional. Had the whole love story between Peter Quill and Gamora. Obviously, she's not the original Gamora is there. She's a Ravager now. So there's that build up, and they kind of part ways towards the end of this. And she kind of says, like, she starts to get to like him as a person, but he still realizes that's not his Gamora, and he's fine with it. You know what I mean? It's like a lost love kind of thing. She goes back to being a Ravager. In this movie, we get Nebula, way more emotional. She got her quest of always being the strong, aggressive one, but in this, she goes through stuff with Drax and Mantis, calling him stupid and always disrespecting him and stuff. And by the time we get to the end of this, she's shedding tears and she's dancing. Groot's grown up again, and now he's huge. And he speaks at the end of this one. He says, "I love you guys." But it just, me and my son was laughing because it felt like they just took a clip from Fast and Furious and just threw it in. So he went from I Am Groot, all these movies, but now he finally speaks. But it was nice because it was the last movie, so it didn't feel out of place. Thought that was a beautiful thing. Mantis left because she hasn't seen her family at all, so she goes on her quest. Drax, as well as the test subjects, what were loads of animals, he also took little kids. Because basically what it is we take these people, we do these tests on them, we trial them, and then if they can, we go and we send them to a different planet where they can all mate and stuff like that, and then rebuild a new generation of people. So he's got all these girls, but you find out, like, you see Drax's father this side. We know that Drax's family got destroyed by Ronan and Thanos. So we get to see his father this side, and he almost becomes a father to all of these young little girls and stuff like that. So I thought it was cold, man. I really loved it. There's a lot more I can go into, but I really kind of don't want to. I want everyone to go and enjoy it. And if you do and you come back and comment on my video, we can probably do a live stream or something and chop it up together. And you guys can remind me of a few more things that happen. But I have to say, and this is not made up, this is a great movie. This is a family fun movie. I mean, and I will say, family fun, but a few times in this, Quill dropped the F-bomb and stuff, and I'm like, is that normal? I don't remember him. But listen, the movie was great. It's very emotional. I feel like if you love Guardians of the Galaxy, if you love Marvel, if you love animals, this movie will give you all the qualities you love in animals, the despair of when you don't like animals being mistreated, which will put you on a cliffhanger, but it will also bring you back up when you realise in the end that everything's going to be okay. But there is like a sad moment here with Rocket and the test subjects that he gets to know. I was gone throughout the movie. Like, I thought Rocket was going to die. I thought it was over for him. I thought Drax was going to die. I thought it was over for him. I thought Quill was going to die. I definitely thought Quill was dead. And he messed me up a little bit. I can't lie. But Rocket as a baby raccoon finished me. It finished me when I seen that people just test all the tests they were putting on him, and they scalped him and they messed with his brain, and you find out that he was a genius, and that's the reason why they want him back. The High Evolution wants him back so he can take what he's got, what Rocket's got, and put it into other creatures, because Rocket was the only one out of every test subject that came out as a genius and could solve every equation. And goddamn, man, little Rocket's voice, killer. But I'm gonna leave it there. Please go and enjoy this movie. Just anyone who trusts me, on these movies, go and watch Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm going to be fun to see if I go around the internet and find out if anyone's got any negative stuff to say, because I'm always welcome to opinions and stuff. It won't change mine, but they might have a different point of view. But I loved it. So I'll be your boy, Savage. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you think in the comment section. We'll chop it up.